the punch output. It's more the fact that I was willing to work, and I was willing to throw combinations when I wanted to. I was in great shape for that fight. The thing that I look back on, if anything, I'm negative about is the cards. This one judge gave me just 2 rounds. It's pretty freaking ridiculous. And I personally believe that the worst I could have got is a draw in that fight. And I came into that fight in great shape, and I will come into shape in this fight, if not better shape than that fight.
Next question's for Andy. Andy, you've talked a lot about, what you went through after the loss to Joshua. How long did that kind of period of depression last, and what really helped bring you out of it?
Like I've been gone for a year and some months, and of course it's going to feel devastating because I didn't do the things that I was supposed to do. So of course I still keep that grudge inside my heart because I don't want to go back and do the same error that I did before. So now that I'm with the right team, my mentality it's on the right track. So I don't want to keep that focus. I just want to stay disciplined for not just for this fight, but for all the fights that I have in the future.
All right. Thanks very much, Jeremy. We're going to take our next questions from Mike Rosenthal with Boxing Junkie with USA Today Sports. Mike, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. Question for Chris. Speaking of discipline, Chris, you seem to find it late in your career. Tell me if I'm accurate. And two, do you sort of kick yourself and go, damn, I wish I would have figured this out a decade ago?
No, there's not too many things that I regret in my life, man. I did find it late. It is what it is. I'm here now. I'm working hard now. That's all that matters. The past is the past, and just leave it back there. I'm not the one that dwells on the past too much because shit, it happened already. There's nothing you can change about it. Just worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow is gonna come. So you better be ready today. Every day I just prepare to get ready for tomorrow. I don't really care about the past. It happened. It's gone. What can I do about it? Nothing. All I can worry about is tomorrow. So that's what we're doing here. We're preparing. We're getting ready for tomorrow, or May 1st. So now that I have this new added energy inside me, added love for the game, it just makes it a lot easier to hit the gym and to listen to Joe when I don't want to listen to him.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Michael. Our next question is going to come from Ellie Seckbach with ES News. Ellie, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? So, question for both Chris and Andy. I wanted to know, when you guys sparred, what do you guys remember from that session?
Well, just that we're both warriors, man. We don't like to give up. We take punches, we receive them, and we give them back, And I have nothing but love with Chris ARREOLA. We're friends outside of the ring, but inside the ring, it's business. And, outside of like to this day, I'll give him a hug and be like, bro, we're about to fight. And, that we're going to, we got to secure the bag. That's what it is.
Yeah. One thing that I remember about Andy is that he was very unassuming. I didn't think that he was going to have the hand speed that he had. I didn't think that he was going to have the skills that he had. And once we got in the ring, holy fuck, did I have a rude awakening. This kid that came from Mexicali put hands on me. He was putting hands on me, and I was putting hands on him back. And even though he was 17 years old, I remember that we're banging hard. And instead of quitting, he kept coming. And it was a fun sparring session. I remember that very much. And I had nothing but respect for him then, and I have nothing but respect for him now. And I was one of those guys that predict that he was going to beat Joshua the first time.
All right, excellent. Thanks very much, Ellie. Our next question is going to come from Ernesto Amador. Ernesto, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Thank you. Let me start with Chris, please. Chris, if you can answer in English and Spanish, please. You shocked the world with your last performance, and it was great to watch your fight because you throw a lot of punches, and I agree with you. At least you deserve a draw. What is the meaning for you to have this emotional fight? I mean, and how is the feeling now that you're going to fight against the one Mexicans who conquered the thing that you dreamed all your career?
You know what? And in all honesty, I knew that me and Andy one day were going to fight since the first day we sparred. And this is just basically, it was meant to be. This fight between me and Andy was meant to be, eventually. Yo me acuerdo de la primera vez que hicimos sparring, yo y Andy, yo dije que un día de estos nos vamos a enfrentar, pero cuando nos enfrentaríamos va a ser por una bolsa, por una buena bolsa, porque él tenía la rapidez, tenía la combinación, tenía el corazón que se necesita para ser un campeón. Y yo sabía que un día de estos íbamos a pelear y aquí estamos, el 1 de mayo, vamos a tener una guerra.
Muy bien, ahora para Andy y para Eddie, con el gusto de saludarlos a todos. Andy, Eddie, la pregunta es esta. Dice Andy que estuvo deprimido, dice que pasó momentos complicados, pero eso me parece que lo hace un peleador muy peligroso. ¿Qué va a hacer Eddie Reynoso para sacar ese sentimiento, de sacarlo de la depresión y llevarlo a ser un hombre peligrosísimo? ¿Y qué has hecho tú, Andy, para cambiar ese sentimiento de estar deprimido, de saber que fallaste, para convertirlo nuevamente en recuperar el ojo de tigre? El eye of the tiger.
Pues es la disciplina y como tú dices, no se puede jugar boxeo. So, por eso aquí andamos en chinga, entrenando duro. Yo no me quiero, yo no quiero perder otra vez y haciendo las cosas que no estaba haciendo bien, pero ahora que ando disciplinado, que ando haciendo las cosas bien aquí con el Eddie, pues me siento bien, pues bien feliz, me siento bien fuerte. So, estoy listo para el mayo 1 y si Dios quiere vamos a agarrar esa victoria.
Gracias, Andy. Eddie, ¿cómo conviertes ese sentimiento de Andy en un hombre muy peligroso en el ring?
Mira, antes que nada quiero decirles que Andy está haciendo un gran campamento. Todos los que decían que era un boxeador indisciplinado, la verdad, para nada. Aquí está trabajando bastante fuerte, le está echando mucha disciplina a cada uno de los entrenamientos, en lo físico, en lo técnico. Está muy enfocado, está muy emocionado con volver a ser otro boxeador y créanme lo que 1 de mayo van a ver a otro. Y pues como te digo, reiterarle que lo felicito porque ha mostrado mucha disciplina en este campamento.
So I'm going to translate Eddie's response. Ernesto, do you want to go ahead and let the viewers know what you asked Eddie Reynoso?
Ray, sorry, I moved. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and translate his response.
I just wanted to go ahead. What Ernesto asked is, how has Andy Ruiz been in camp, and what does he see differently? Eddie Reynoso stated, Andy is strong. He has this tremendous amount of focus. This has been a great camp, and we are doing some great work. And as I mentioned, I congratulate Andy for his effort, his dedication to training and what he's done. And I do believe that on May 1st, you are going to see a totally different and much more improved Andy Ruiz Jr.
All right, excellent. Thanks, Ray. Our next question is going to come. Bear with me here. We're going to go with Mark Wellenwala from Sporting News. Mark, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question. Mark, if you can hear me, please remember to unmute yourself.
Come on, Mark, I'm hungry.
All right, we'll move on to the next question. Our next one will come from Carlos Toro with Fightful and Fight Game Media. Carlos, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey, everybody, thanks so much for taking time to talk to us. Andy, first question. When you first linked up with Eddie Reynoso and you guys sat down and tried to see what can you guys work on? Was it to try and become, the same Andy Ruiz that beat Anthony Joshua at Madison Square Garden and sort of build upon that? Or was it to sort of become a new version, a new Andy Ruiz, a different fighter that we kind of have seen previously?
You know what? When we first met up, it was like, all right, what do you want, dude? Like, what are we gonna do? Are you gonna be the same fighter like you were before, or are you gonna take it to the next level like I'm doing with the other fighters? So I was like, you know what, Eddie? I want to do whatever it takes for me to become a two-time heavyweight champion of the world. And you know what? And that's when I made my decision. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give all the discipline that I have, every sacrifice that I have to do to prove myself and, prove to all my fans, because I feel I let a lot of people down. And like I said, I'm more motivated than ever. And having Eddie right here on my side, working together, changing all the stuff that I didn't do on my last fight or ever, it just feels good.
And a quick question for Chris. You mentioned that you were in great shape for the Adam Volkanovski fight, and we all know about the great punch out. But do you believe that kind of work rate, that level of activity, is something that you also kind of have to replicate for this Andy Ruiz fight, or do you think that it's a different a different style that you need for a fighter like Andy?
Personally, I know it's a different style. I know that I have to come with a different game plan. At the end of the day, we're gonna fight. At the end of the day, we're gonna have some kind of a rock'em sock'em moment. But the thing is, we have to be smart, man. Andy has that hand speed that Kaunaki did not. Kaunaki is a strong man, but he's not a fast man. Andy has those hand speeds that if you don't bring your hands back, you're gonna get caught. And I've been on the receiving end of getting caught with someone like Romain Stavern. I got caught with a shot that I didn't see coming, and I don't want that happening against Andy, because Andy, I think, has a bigger punching power than Stavern has.
All right. Thanks very much, Carlos. Our next question is going to come from Iñaki Arzate from Univision. Iñaki, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Hi, ready.
Iñaki.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Well, the first question is going to be for Eddie Reynoso. Eddie, ¿qué compromiso, cómo te ha representado este compromiso de entrenar a Andy Ruiz, especialmente por todo lo que ha implicado, la reducción de peso con Munir Somoya y el plan de pelea que tiene para el próximo 1 de mayo?
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás, Iñaki? Pues mira, es un reto que tenemos, un compromiso muy, muy fuerte con Andy, con todo su equipo, con su papá, que nos dio la confianza, con Andy también, que pues confió en nuestro trabajo. Hemos estado trabajando muy fuerte, hemos estado trabajando con mucha disciplina. Todavía nos quedan algunas semanas para cerrar bien el campamento y es un reto. El reto de nosotros como equipo es volverlo a ser campeón mundial y más que nada que se mantenga mucho tiempo como campeón. Sabemos que los rivales son difíciles, pero confiamos mucho en el talento que tiene Andy. Sabemos que tiene todavía mucho que dar en el boxeo y vamos a sacar lo mejor que tiene Andy Ruiz como peleador.
Perfecto, Eddie. Well, the second is for Joe. Joe, how different boxing style are you expecting from Andy Ruiz, especially talking about the fight plan for the next May 1st?
Do I feel that Andy Ruiz is going to have a different?
Iñaki, before you go, Ray, would you mind translating?
I was going to say, so the question is what compromise did Eddie make, or what agreement did they come to terms with him and Andy to be able for Eddie to train Andy? And Eddie's Reynoso, his response, it was, listen, we talked with his father and his entire team, and it's a very strong agreement. They gave us the confidence that Andy was going to, work hard in the gym, and he's done exactly that. Look, the focus is for Andy to once again become a world champion. We realize that there are a lot of tough contenders and rivals within the heavyweight division. But I believe, along with Andy, that he has a lot left. And we have to continue. We have a month left of training camp. We're going to put in more work and time in the gym. and get ourselves, 100% ready for May 1st.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. And the second, for Joe, Oli, how different boxing style are you expecting from Andy Ruiz? Talking about the fight plan for May 1st.
Well, look, I think Andy's style is Andy's style. I think the difference is going to be that he doesn't have to contend with being overweight. He even stated himself, he can do more things with that weight off. And now that he's transitioning his body, I think he'll have the same style. It's just going to be a new, improved style. He may or may not agree with that, but then on per Andy, he's been learning new things, new moves. He said, I'm doing moves I didn't think I was capable of. So I'm sure he's going to have the same basic style he's always had, because, it's kind of hard to change your whole style. But I think what he's going to do is he's improved his style. He's added on to his style. So I think we can expect to see Andy Ruiz like normal, but really maybe at his best that he's ever been.
All right. Thanks very much, Iñaki. We're just going to take a couple more questions. We're going to take a couple more questions here. Our next one's going to come from Salvador Rodriguez with ESPN Deportes. Salvador, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I see the four guys. I'm saying hello first. Andy, what is your weight for the when you came to the gym with Eddie Reynoso and right now?
Yo estaba como casi 300 libras cuando estaba con el Eddie y la meta es estar a 255 fuerte.
255 es la meta.
Esta pelea es la meta para estar fuerte. Estamos perdiendo el peso como debe de ser y poco a poco vamos a estar bajando y poniendo más músculo.
Okay, he said that he came to the gym with Eddie in 300 pounds and the goal is 250 for the fight. Y esta es para Chris y para ti, Andy. El 1 de mayo se puede plantar una semilla, ¿no? Sé que lo que hiciste, Andy, fue brutal, ser campeón del mundo, pero yo creo que después de verlos el 1 de mayo, muchos pesos pesados de sangre mexicana van a querer seguir su ejemplo, van a querer estar ahí estelarizando como lo pueden estar haciendo ustedes. ¿Así lo sienten también?
Claro que sí, pues yo no... cada pelea es difícil. Yo no estoy diciendo que el Chris Arreola va a estar fácil o nada de eso, porque yo sé que él viene con todo, él pega duro, como él dice, y nosotros ya sparreamos desde hace mucho y pues por la meta es a ganar y como dicen, a ganar.
Chris,
can you translate what you said in English, please?
Oh, me?
Yeah, if you can translate what you said in English. Sorry about that,
That yeah, we've been training really hard, man, and like I said, on May 1st, it's gonna be an all-action fight. I don't think Arreola is gonna be an easy fight. I know he's training really hard with Goosen, and I'm excited and I'm ready for whatever he's gonna bring, and I'm excited for whatever I'm gonna improve and show the people out there.
All right, thanks very much, Salvador. All right, our last question is going to come from Gail Falkenthal. Gail, you can feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
Thank you, gentlemen. Andy and Chris, you're both fathers with young kids. Do you get motivation or feel an obligation to be role models and show an example by what you're doing in this fight, not only for your own kids, but other kids out there?
Speaking for myself, yeah, that's one thing that if I go down, I get back up, because I want my kids to see that no matter what, I'm giving them my all in the ring. No matter what, I'm putting myself out there. No matter what I'm doing, I'll believe in myself. And I want my kids, I want all the kids to believe in themselves. You could become what you want if you really want it, but you got to put the time in it. You got to put the time and effort into it. You can't give up. you can't give up on your dreams. I'm still fighting for my dream. I'm still fighting to be where Andy's at. That's what I'm fighting for. You know, Andy proved to his kids that he could do it. He proved to everyone. He proved to the world. He proved to all the Mexican kids. He proved to all the American kids. He proved to everyone that, you know, people could talk crap about you, be like, hey, you're a fat guy. You're not going to be nobody. Well, guess what? That fat guy became a world heavyweight champion, and he knocked out a man that looked like an Adonis. You know what I mean? Body doesn't mean nothing. All that matters is right here, your heart, your ticker, and he proved it. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yep, and I agree totally with Chris Arreola. My kids are my motivation, you know. I feel, you know, I gotta secure the bag for their futures as well, just how Chris Arreola is trying to do for his kids. And, you know, like when I got down, when they dropped me, I got back up, and that's what I want my kids to know too, that in any circumstances, it's either in boxing or anything else in life, if you're down, you could get back up, but you gotta want it yourself. So you just gotta be disciplined and, you know, work hard and what you really want to do.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you very much to the media. Also want to thank the fighters. Want to thank Andy Ruiz, Eddie Reynoso, Chris Arreola, Joe Goosen. Wanted to go ahead and thank all of them for taking out the time for what they've been able to do here, you know, to talk with the media and everybody else. Also, Tom Brown of TGB Promotions, and all Mexican extravaganza comes your way Saturday, May 1st, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. Andy Ruiz Jr., Chris Arreola, and all Mexican heavyweight slugfest front and center from Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Gentlemen, thank you so much. We will see you in about a month's time as we get ready for your heavyweight showdown.
All right, much love, man. I appreciate all you guys.
And also, Boxeo, AXS.com is when you want to get them. Limited tickets are available. Dignity Health will be open in a limited capacity following all local and state health guidelines. The event brought to you by TGB Promotions and presented by Premier Boxing Champions. We'll see you in about a month. It is Ruiz and Arreola, May 1st on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view.
All right, guys. God bless.
Hey, yeah, bro.
Yeah, I will, brother. Thank you, man. I'll see you soon.
See you guys.
See ya.